You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. Really busy recruiting time for LSU. We opened the show today talking about LSU landing a 4-star offensive line commit for the class of 2025, Devin Harper, which is, it's just the number one class in the country, keeps growing and keeps getting more and more fun, and they are not stopping. Keelan Moses, who has just been the drumbeat of this program, he has been the Pied Piper. He has been the guy that is pushing all of these recruits to campus and taking the lead among all of this. Just a bit ago, tweeted a picture of he and 5-star safety DJ Pickett. It's Keelan Moses holding the national championship trophy. It's DJ Pickett there in his LSU in the LSU uniform. They're doing their photo op, and the caption said all about the future, broski. So Keelan Moses, true to his word, man. He told Brian Kelly that he's going to work hard to build this class into the best class in the country and to get the best players in the country here. And true to his word, he is doing that. So DJ Pickett is, 5-star. He's the number one safety prospect in the country for the class of 2025. He's out of the state of Florida. He's the number 7 overall player in the country. Of course, LSU already has commitments from the number 1 and 4 overall players in the country in Bryce Underwood and DeCorian Moore. And here's Pickett, the number 1 safety in the country, who is 5-star, the number 7 national player, number 1 player in the state of Florida. The lowest he's ranked by any of the scouting services. ESPN has him as the number 12 player. Everyone else has him as a top 10 player in the country. So on campus, and because it's an official visit, he can take take pictures and all stuff, because that's no longer allowed on all the unofficial visits right now. They've cut down on the photo shoots, but Keelan Moses right there at the center of it, and was a big part of getting Devin Harper committed for the class of 2025, and now looking ahead to DJ Pickett. The other prospect on campus right now that is that LSU and the current commits or signees are really working hard on is 5-star Terry Bussey. So if you're on social media right now, you'll see this thing floating around. A lot of the guys that are part of the 2024 class are really pushing Terry Bussey to flip and to join LSU. Well, there's a graphic that's committed, and it's set up, it's tiled, and it's it's 6 guys or 5 guys that are part of this current class, and it's like a text chain. The graphic looks like a text chain, but it includes pictures of all these guys, from their photo shoots. And so there's Weston Davis, where he's the 5-star offensive lineman that flipped from Texas A&M, and the little text bubble says, "You coming too?" Remember, he flipped from A&M to LSU. Gabe Relaford, who also flipped to LSU, who said, "Back like I never left." Cohen Eccles, another guy that was decided between A&M and LSU. He writes, "Welcome to your new home." Dominic McKinley, who was a one-time Texas A&M commit, who's now committed to LSU. His text bubble says, "Been coming home." Jordan Gilbert, who, of course, from Baton Rouge U High, started his career at A&M, now has transferred to LSU. He wrote, "Home is where the heart is." And then in the bottom right-hand corner, there's Terry Bussey, and the text bubble says, "Wait for me." So you can tell all these guys that either played for or had been committed to A&M that are now that are all signed with LSU, or Dominic McKinley, who next week will sign with LSU, are all making their appeal to Terry Bussey to join them in leaving A&M for LSU. It is, and they've tagged Terry Bussey. All these guys, Gabe Relaford posted, Jordan Gilbert posted it, and they're all sort of imploring the 5-star Terry Bussey to join them in Baton Rouge. Now, Bussey, we know the story there. He's a 5-star. I'm looking here at On3. On3 ranks Terry Bussey as the number 11 player in the country, the number 1 athlete in the country, the number 3 player in the state of Texas. It's LSU, Texas, and Texas A&M are still on him. And someone asked this morning, how do I feel about Bussey, and could LSU get him to flip? I don't know. when you follow these things, and I never pretend to know what the whims of a high school student may be, where indecision can reign. And look, let's be honest. If you're listening and you went to college, and if you didn't, that's fine. I'm just pointing out, even if you weren't an athlete, like, did you struggle with deciding where you were going to go to school? For some of you, it was easy and it was cut and dried, but you probably have friends who didn't know. Hell, I didn't know. I've told you this before. Coming out of high school, I applied to LSU, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Notre Dame, and Holy Cross. I got into all of them except Notre Dame. I didn't know what I was going to do. Honestly, I thought I was going to go to Texas A&M. As odd as that may sound now, I had my acceptance paperwork filled out to Texas A&M. And my brother was a student at Notre Dame at the time, and we were driving up there to go get him after his freshman year, driving back home. And my dad was like, hey, look, we're going to be in South Bend. Why don't you just go tour Holy Cross? Just go look at it. I was like, okay. So we set up a tour, and the dean up there, I mean, it's a small school. At the time, it was anyway, like 500 kids, 500 students. So the dean gave me the private tour of the school. And so we finished the tour, and my dad was like, well, what did you think? I was like, yeah, I'll go here. Like literally walking out of the main building. And so I walked right back in and signed my acceptance paperwork. And I was there for a year, didn't like it, transferred to LSU, best decision I ever made. My point is, there's a lot of indecision that goes along with being 18 or 19 and not knowing what you want or what you're going to do. And so you live and you make decisions, you make mistakes, and you change your mind. And that's okay. You don't have to have it figured out at 18 or 19. Hell, there are people at 30, 40, 50 that don't have it figured out. And that's okay. So I don't know what Terry Bussey is going to do. The fact that I think it's very mature of him that he was committed to A&M, the coach got fired, and he said, you know what? I'll stay committed, but I'm not signing in December. I'm going to wait and see who the new coach is, who the new staff is. Can I build a rapport with them? What other options are out there for me? I think that's a very mature thing to do. Consider all of your options. Consider what alternatives you have. But I don't know what Terry Bussey's going to do. Hell, I hope he comes to LSU. The guy's a 5-star. He's an amazing defensive back. Where has LSU struggled? Well, defense, and in particular, the defensive backfield this year was an abomination. When they got Corey Raymond back, let's see if Corey can put on a full court press here on Terry Bussey and see if he can get him to join LSU. And Weston Davis and Jordan Gilbert and Dominic McKinley and these other, Gabe Relaford, guys who had been A&M commits have now flipped to LSU. Why not get one more? Is it possible? Sure, but I don't know. I mean, it's sometimes with recruiting, we all know this. Sometimes guys are silently committed and you know what's going to happen. They're just going to do it on their own pace. Like the Harlem Berry thing. We got word that Harlem Berry was going to commit to LSU, but he wanted to do it at the Under Armour game, right? Do it on TV on the anniversary of Fournette's deal. So that was fine. So you give the kid his moment and, to whatever degree you can, whatever. But I don't know what Terry Bussey's going to do. But the fact that you got him on campus, you've got momentum. You got all these guys with a shared experience, right, who had been committed to or played for A&M that have now flipped to LSU. You've now got Corey Raymond as your defensive backs coach. There's a lot LSU has going for it. And we'll find out on Wednesday, whenever the February signing period rolls around. And I'm looking at, On3, the recruiting prediction machine has A&M still at 94.9%. And then Texas is actually number 2 at 1.5%. So, they're still heavily predicting Terry Bussey to go to A&M. And, by all accounts, it's probably what he'll do. He's from Texas, and, we'll see what happens. But you're in it. You got this guy on campus a week before signing day. A week from today is the February signing day. So, we'll find out a week from today what Terry Bussey ultimately is going to elect to do. But big recruiting opportunity here for LSU and getting Terry Bussey on campus. And, of course, with Pickett as well for the class of 2025. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.